welcome to the first of the Stream Team's Wheel of Time coverage. It's going to be very interesting, to say the least. Today is going we're going to have two streams. One is going to be the show watchers only stream, where we're just going to be talking about the show as a show trailer, and I'm interested to hear their thoughts in particular. So we have a few guests. So first off, welcoming back from my 6.5 hour binge of Shadow of War last night, or Middle Earth Shadow of War, please welcome back on the show.
My old enemy. You cannot hide from me.
Hello there, mortals.
Mm-hmm. And we have a couple more guests. First off, let's bring in our resident classy Brit.
Yep, that's me.
I hate that my intro just like fucking what's the fucking word? Jesus Christ. Validates every fucking thing that you say about me. It's really quite annoying.
You picked it, I didn't.
I know, but I just didn't realize that it would just fuck me over every time I came on these streams.
Wait, Becca got to pick her intro?
Yeah, she submitted it. Like you can pick it. You can pick it if you want. It's just I just sometimes will just grab stuff that I think is cool. Or sometimes like I'll have a new person come on and they'll have something that kind of just fits.
Oh, okay.
So if you want something,
I can stick with Imperios. Changing it would just if my time with written role playing has taught me anything, it is to stick to your guns when it comes to your look.
Yeah. Alrighty. And we have one last person in the unsullied / show watcher only thing. Please welcome Count Valerian.
Greetings, you lot in the chat. Brightness Becca, Bright Lord, Luster Chap. Pardon me a moment, I have to check and see if my delivery has arrived because I just got a beeping sound. So
sweet. Well, I'm excited for this, mainly because like I want to get some outsider perspective on somebody who, well, honestly, actually,
are you kidding? No way.
It's not true.
Yeah, these
probably knows more, but
yeah, I am very aware of this series. I have listened to each of these books upwards of 5 times each.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, well, the roaches in Dunn's apartment probably know more about it than I do.
Well, I don't have an apartment. I'm living in
home, I said. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, I didn't hear the home part. I think like your thing cut out or something. But yeah, like my parents actually got me involved in Wheel of Time, and they had read all the books and they gave the books to me, and we were really excited when we heard that Brandon Sanderson was finishing up the series and manages to get that. Ooh, we have another guest who's going to be helping us out. Welcome to We have it seems like this is going to be the team. So we have a glorious and well, a glorified and incorporeal being. We have a debutante Brit. We have a Valeria of Curmudgeon, and now we are going to have a undead dragon.
I came to see what all the fuss was about with this
Welcome,
show.
Dead Shelf.
Ow.
Sorry.
Mike, yeah, I think you might want to turn
Hey.
yourself down a bit,
Yeah, let me
Mr.
adjust.
Count.
Yeah, let me
Ooh, am I
adjust.
allowed now?
Yeah, very loud.
Huh. He's
Well,
actually
it's-
fine to me. He's actually
Well,
pretty low to me.
Well,
Yeah,
his mic is peaking. That's what it kind of gets like after you raise your mic sensitivity so much, it kind of starts peaking and becomes very noisy. Not loud, but it's just
It's
Ah.
weird. Either I'm too loud or too... Sorry.
No,
Like
I
background noise,
think
I guess.
I find Valerian to be too low. Like,
I'm either too...
White is much louder than Valerian.
I'm
Cat,
either
tell
too...
us.
As I'm trying to say, I'm either too loud or too quiet. I think just now I was too quiet because I was trying to say that several times. Anyway, I'm either too
There you
loud or
go.
too quiet, it seems.
huh?
Mhm. Well, let's get the trailer started. Like, I'm interested to kind of see you guys as non-show as people I am introducing to this show. I'm interested to see. Hi, Mr. Black Knight. Nice to see you.
I mean, I've technically, to be fair, I've read like the first, like, not even quarter of the first Wheel of Time book, but that barely counts. So
Never read it. Let's see what it's all this shit's about.
I think most of the cast here, except Dunn, are pretty new to this. Like, I did a little bit of research for just this episode, so I know a tiny bit about it.
I'm
but
going
I've
in
never
raw.
I've not seen this trailer. I've not read any of the books. I don't know anything about the characters or the plot or the world building.
Mhm.
I haven't a clue, but I have to run off and get my groceries now, so I don't know if you want to what you want to do, but I need to run and get my groceries, so I'll be off for a few minutes.
So, can
Timing
you?
on this
Do you
one.
think? Would it be okay? Like, can you delay for 2 minutes and then you can go while we're discussing?
I don't know because I got this message saying they've arrived like a couple of minutes ago, so I don't know.
Okay, go for it. And
Yeah.
we'll just kind of set up some preamble. I'll just set up some housekeeping stuff.
Yes.
So this is basically going to be the team, folks, that you're going to be seeing cover these. We're going to do commentaries, just regular commentary. I'm going to be recording 2 commentaries: the show only and the regular commentaries. Every week while the show is running, and that'll be Mondays and Thursdays. Thursdays is likely going to be in the evening, since actually Wednesdays, Tuesdays. We're going to do the secondary thing Tuesday evenings, so that way, because I have a lot of stuff going on, Mondays and Wednesdays and Thursday evenings. So that's going to be how it is.
Yeah.
We are going to do the show only first, and then the book reader second, and then we'll release quick streams of We'll release streams of. We'll do live streams covering, I think on Monday, depending on. I'll have to find out when they're released. I know the first 3 episodes are getting released as kind of a big lump, and then from there it will be released sequentially. And I believe that there are 6 that have been announced, though there might be more. We will see. And we will just keep doing that while the show is being being released, and then we'll have an end season wrap up with both. I see that White is consuming something that is asinine in the background.
Sorry, I'm not, because like I'm trying to finish this fucking video before the end of the day, before I have to go to work tomorrow.
I see.
While we are waiting,
Nice.
I'm not going to be doing it as we're watching the clip.
Yeah, that makes sense. You got Oh, you got groceries or Larry? Oh, okay. Larry does not currently have his groceries. But I guess like this is going to be probably a quick stream since y'all don't know much. It's mostly going to just be your first impressions. It's just like, what interests you? Do you think it's a good trailer? What do you think the show is going to be about? And what is like the interesting thing for you guys? Okay.
Oh, my ears.
I'm looking up the cast right now, and I only recognize two of the people in it.
Yeah, Roose Bolton and
Bruce Bolton and
Oh!
Rosamund Pike
Yeah.
Oh, Michael Hatton's in this?
is in this.
Ow!
Oh, bloody hell.
He's good. He's good. He's quite good.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Rosamund. Yeah, Rosamund. Oh, he's
opinion.
always great. He it's kind of interesting. He gets to go from the worst dad ever to the bestest dad ever.
Oh my.
Yeah.
He was
and-
also unfortunately in Justice League.
Yeah, he was
Both of
For-
them.
for 5 minutes, but well, 10 minutes since everything in the Snyder Cut is
Padded.
padded. Alrighty. Well, now that we have the full cast, let's do this. This probably is only going to be like 30 minutes, and then we'll pop over to Legend of the Seeker after this. Is kind of our little fantasy team. But anyway,
Oh my
let's
God.
get started.
Be strong.
The foot.
Okay.
Be strong.
The
Interesting.
wheel
Die.
of time turns. And ages come and pass,
Oh my God.
leaving memories that become legend.
Well. I can't tell, but the bitrate's too low, but it looks fine. I mean, I can't really tell.
It
All over
looks
the world,
nice.
there are
Yeah, it
different
looks
names
nice.
for it. But it's one thing, one power, and women who can touch it. We protect the world.
Let me actually.
So, women have weird power. Oh, sorry.
Let me actually like shift this. I think I was sharing my tab. and it was kind of just being wonky, I guess.
Oh,
Is that
put
better?
your resolution. Pause. Put your go to the wheel thing right there and turn the stream's quality up. The gear on the far side. Down. You see where it says closed captioning, the CC
Yeah.
Yeah, right next to that.
next to it? Yeah,
Oh, okay.
quality, a
Okay.
1080p. There we
Okay,
go.
cool. There.
Hey.
An angry face. A
Uh-oh.
heartbreak. The wheel keeps turning. The Dark One is coming for your friends.
Oh no.
Oh. Oh, was that normal just now?
The last battle is coming.
Oh my God, so that fell.
What was that, Blaring? I couldn't hear you. Sorry.
I said, was that slow-mo just now?
Oh fuck. Ow. Jesus, what's happening?
Area in your mic.
Yep, I don't know what's happening either, but things look nice enough.
But I still can't trust anything when it comes to movies and shit these days.
Yeah,
We'll have to
any
see
day.
it. We'll have to see it officially.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So there's a lot of things that we're going to be getting there interesting. So I'll kind of like there's a lot of like like crazy imagery that you're getting thrown at, and also but it's very quick. We're definitely getting a more magic heavy show than
I'm fine with that.
So we're with this, we're kind of we're seeing like with this shot right here, like we're seeing a lady stop arrows in midair. We're also seeing little stuff like this, where this guy is able to use magic to try and defeat his magic user captors. We're gonna see a few duels, I think. Yeah.
That forest definitely looks like it has the weakest visuals in the show. Just from this, it looks kind of cheap compared to the rest.
We also are getting, so one neat thing about this is we're getting, these are the antagonist creatures. This is definitely more in the Lord of the Rings type thing, where you have grunt enemies that are monsters. And these are called Trollocs. They're basically half man, half human hybrids.
Half man, half human.
Yeah, did you say half man, half human?
Okay, half like animal, half human. Like you'll get and they're kind of chimeras in a lot of ways, because you'll get like wolf and bear faces with goat horns, or goat legs, paws, and regular feet. Like you see, like in this image, you're seeing like there's also these guys.
Oh my god! It's the guy from Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. He returns in his prequel.
I thought it was like a enormous it looks like a lamprey, actually.
A little bit, yeah. That is what is called a Murdral. They act as the brains for the Trollocs.
Oh, I thought it was the mouth of Sauron.
Close. It seems as though the basic plot of the show is that at least the books. It's probably going to be that in the show's summary, it goeth thusly. Let me.
Yeah, you're gonna have to tell us lore stuff, because I don't know if anything's true to the books or not here.
80% no.
80% no?
Yeah, 80% of this trailer is not in the books.
That's,
They're actually seem like they're actively changing a lot of things.
That's
Well,
I was gonna say I was getting like kind of weird sort of I'm not getting like the kind of actual you know, like you watch at least earlier Game of Thrones, and it's got like kind of it feels like it's got they've actually grounded a history of like the appearance of everyone. I'm looking at these costumes, and they look kind of like teen fiction-y.
Yeah.
They
There's
look,
some kind of
they look a
simplicity to
little
them.
bit like costumes.
Yeah, and like the hair and makeup as well. Some of it's good, but there was like a couple, particularly towards the beginning, I was like, that looks like modern hair and makeup.
the 80% thing might be.
Wait. Go back to the.
Wait.
Go back to the axe.
Valerian. Let Valerian
Sorry.
talk first.
I thought I was too loud.
Oh, you're not.
So this is the summary.
Anyway.
Of the show. Yeah.
Anyway, I was just going to say, if you don't mind, that 80% of the show being not according to the books is good for. Apparently, it's good for Legend of the Seeker. I don't know if it's good or not for this thing, but for Legend of the Seeker, it worked. Apparently.
Yeah. So for me, what I'm seeing is essentially, I'm curious more than anything else, because I do love these books. I think that they're very well written, and they've got a really great arc to them. They suffer ever so slightly from a lack of planning in the beginning, affecting the world building later. Like the ending of The Eye of the World is really, really weird and confuses a lot of people. It makes more sense when you look back at it, but it's still weird. And that's going to be the this is the summary. Basically, set in an epic fantasy world, the Wheel of Time follows Moraine, played by Rosamund Pike, a member of an incredibly powerful all-female organization called the Aes Sedai, as she arrives in the small town of Two Rivers. There she embarks on a dangerous world-spanning journey with 5 young villagers, one of whom is prophesied to be the Dragon Reborn, the one who will either save or destroy humanity.
Oh, so it's Dark Souls.
Oh my
Percy
god.
Jackson.
Yeah, probably.
What I was about to say. Oh my god! Look at the axe. Can you full screen that even close up to that?
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, that does not look.
That looks like a
good
toy.
design.
That looks like a
Jesus.
plastic prop.
That does indeed look like a toy.
Yeah, that's kind of my problem with the visuals.
Everything looks so clean. Look at the skirt, like the gray one up close.
Not even that. You can sort of tell that these are costumes and props.
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah. It doesn't feel like it kind of doesn't. There's an artificiality a little bit now that I look at a lot of it. Like
we could have maybe covered it up by making it like, dirtier or something, but
it doesn't look worn.
I think this is a design problem.
A lot of this clothing doesn't look worn. It looks like it just come off the press and it's just like, yeah, we're in the middle of the forest with these very nice and clean clothing.
Well, she is magic, so she
Well,
does
it's not
have
so
magic.
much clean clothing. It's that it looks like it's been. It looks a bit cosplay-ish, you know, like it's been made by a fan, and it's got less kind of detail to it because it wasn't actually embroidered by a skilled person in their universe, you know.
I would say that also the material they're using, it looks very cheap looking. And it's not much. It's not much texture to it. It's just plain.
Yeah, it looks factory made essentially.
Mm.
It looks like like a very cheap. I don't know what you call it. Material.
I was going to say in reference to the axe, it looked kind of like. Oh, sorry.
Jobo 5 star. Go for it, Becca.
I was going to say, yeah, in reference to the axe, it kind of looks like it's been painted with metallic paint because it doesn't have any darker points towards like the middle and stuff, or anything like that. It doesn't have any grooves in it, or you know, it doesn't look like it's actually been forged. It looks like someone's got some cardboard and like painted it over.
It's like a Walmart toy from like the Halloween section.
Same with that belt on the left.
Yeah, the clothes do look kind of.
One at a time. Blurring and then Becca.
Thank you. The clothes do look kind of modern, don't they?
So one thing about Wheel of Time is that it is actually a technically like 3,000 years post an apocalypse where the world was actually very modern.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're not bound by history necessarily.
No, basically the idea was like used to be that the world was very, very advanced. Like they had cars, they had suits, they had they had pieces. They had like flying machines. They had huge skyscraper cities. It was an amazing time. And then what happened was the Dark One got let loose from his prison. And don't worry, the Dark One's not a physical presence. He's more like an eldritch. He's more eldritch, like something like Yog-Sothoth or something like that, than like a physical embodiment like Sauron.
Yeah, but that still doesn't give them an excuse to making their clothing look like plastic and fucking just fresh off like the dollar store fucking.
Can we maybe
clothes
rewind
store.
to the beginning and see if there's something noteworthy?
Yeah.
This one where she gets pushed off the cliff. Is this a training thing?
I am actually not sure. My thought is yes, but it could be that it could be that they're in danger and she's having to push her off a window, push her off the ledge. due to some danger that's happening. That's a
Okay,
possibility.
so this is not something that happens in the book.
No, it's not.
If you want to hear my opinion, I am very concerned about this show now, considering what I'm hearing about it. Even in the
So,
comment section, like,
I
have you
think
read
it's
the
a little
comments
bit
yet?
strange. Like you would, if you were making an adaptation of the Wheel of Time, which is not exactly the most mainstream fantasy story, I would assume that you'd go for a reference to the source material to start off with.
yeah, since this is either like part of her test to becoming like a lady because her hair is in a braid, or they're in a spot of danger and she's having to push her off and she's tried to use a childhood memory. Those are my two theories of what that could be. These are our main trio of boys. These are like one of the three that could be the Dragon Reborn.
The who?
The Dragon Reborn. It's the Azor High of this universe.
Yeah.
But there's actually like more focus on it, and it's more kind of the focus on like what actually happens when you're the chosen one. And your life sucks, and you have a lot of stress, and you slowly turn psychopathic.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. Or at least the man forces himself to, like, slowly dehumanize himself because he thinks that's the only way he can force himself to face his impending death as he sees it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sounds cheery.
Yeah.
So who are these lot?
So this is Perrin Ibarra, Natram Cawthon, and Randall Thor.
I gotta say, this kind of looks out of place. Like the background and their clothing and stuff, and like it just feels a little off. Very off to me, I would say, actually.
I was not a fan of the exposition dump, by the way.
Okay, so P chap, Ran chap, and the other chap was in the middle of his name. I forgot.
Matt. Perrin,
Oh,
Matt.
Matt.
Rand.
That's easy. Matt, Ran, and P chap.
That is a possibility. I think like it's the Dragon Reborn is now becoming more of a MacGuffin, and they're shifting since like in the book, like you're mostly in Randall Thor's POV. This guy right here.
Yeah, I was gonna say because like I said, I've read like a little bit of it, and the little I read of it, I was very confused why it wasn't focused on Rand. I was very confused.
Yeah, it seems as though they're kind of making Moraine, Rosamund Pike, the main character. Eric, more the main character.
Very modern type of shit.
Is Moraine prominent in the books though?
She is pretty prominent. Yes, she is the Gandalf type because the first book is what?
I said who?
The Gandalf
Moraine.
type.
Who is?
Moraine. Rosamund Pike.
This lady right here.
Oh, okay. But she's more attractive than he is. Not that she's very attractive.
Hey, don't disrespect Ian McKellen.
Yeah.
Ian McKellen is a beautiful gay man.
No comment. Let's move right along.
We don't need to talk about stuff like that.
Her sculpted eyebrows kind of scaring me a little bit, but
Oh God, yes.
These faces, these performances.
No.
let's be honest, those eyebrows are going to be doing all the work by the look of it.
They're going to be
like Amelia Clark.
They're going to get her paycheck.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, like, she does some eyebrow work, yeah.
I'm joking. I love Rosamund Pike. She's great.
We're definitely getting some more, some horror stuff and magic stuff. Like, this stuff, like, is the closest we're getting to, like, the actual book content. But most of the book is, like, this is not in the book. Like this does happen in the book, but it's off screen where they're defending the two rivers from a group of these things right here, and we even we're even getting like a Trolloc feat here, which is nice.
So it's an action scene that they've put in that was off screen in the books.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, because I'm getting kind of prologue vibes from this.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is essentially setting up a prologue for the rest of the show.
Yeah. Though interestingly enough, this action scene in the show does not happen in the books. Basically, the current theory is that Nynaeve, which is this lady right here, is going to get separated from the rest of the group. Really hardcore, more so than she does in the books, and is going to be in some kind of action subplot to kind of ground another character's subplot for later on in the show, which is this guy right here.
Wait, is that Jason Momoa?
No, that is Alvaro Morte.
You should use the space bar.
There.
That helps.
There. Well,
If you're gonna
right
pause on a moment's notice.
There.
4K.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Fairly emotionless. I think that they do. Yeah, it disappears. Until she dies and disappears. Yeah.
Wait, spoilers.
Yeah.
We
no
ain't read it.
spoilers for well, she shows up in flashback when she dies. Well, she's in
More
Gandalf
spoilers.
type, always dies. Yeah, Gandalf types always die. That's not a spoiler.
Ugh.
Besides, I have a really bad feeling about this show anyways. I don't think that really matters too much.
It is interesting how they're visualizing male channeling, because one of the things about male channeling that is different is the fact that the male half of the true source, the reason why the world is kind of more medieval-esque after being super modern for a really long time, and now 3,000 years later they're kind of recovering a little bit, is the fact that male channelers, when they resealed the Dark One tainted the male half of the true source.
I'm sorry, because I had to step away. Male channeling, true source.
Okay, basically,
Just very quick.
The magic system of this world is called channeling, and the true source is where magic comes from. Kind of like how there's kind of the idea that the magic comes from the gods, or an aspect of the gods in Game of Thrones. In this, it's more just there is only one religion, really, and it's the creator who sealed away the Dark One at the moment of creation is the source of the true source. And
Wait, what are you doing?
He's frantically. He's I'm not gonna say that actually.
No, don't.
For me.
Oh my god.
No, please don't. Ugh. No offense.
Fucking
but-
don't. You better fucking not do what I'm thinking you're gonna say.
Oh, he's no,
Brightlight,
Let's
Shut
move on.
Shut your dumb whore mouth, Jesus.
he's looking at Maggie May.
No.
Fuck you.
Fucking hell.
Okay, who's this chick? Looks like a bad guy.
So this is Loghain Ablar. He is a man who is falsely claiming to be the Dragon Reborn, or at least he's probably not the Dragon Reborn. He's called what's basically like, sometimes there'll be men who claim, I am the Dragon Reborn, I'm the prophesied chosen one, and there's like hundreds of them across history. And he's able to use magic, but the problem with magic for men in this universe, in this world, is at the moment the Dark One tainted the half of the male half of the magic sword in this, where now if any man uses magic, he will go crazy and slowly rot.
Oh, that's a bit of a bore. So I wonder why these people are bothering to claim to be the dragon. Then it seems it's got quite common though.
Power.
Hmm.
Or they think I'm strong, I can channel, I'm very strong with the power, and it's kind of the only way to get away from Aes Sedai, because the Aes Sedai throughout their 3,000 years hunt down men who can channel and neuter their ability to channel.
Yeah. Aes Sedai, I'm sorry.
Yep, the Aes Sedai, yeah.
Aes Sedai, sorry. I should have done the research, I guess, but I've been busy.
Pronunciations didn't matter to Robert Jordan, so they don't matter to me.
But what are they? Like witches or something?
They actually used to be they're actually like, they're considered witches, but basically like they have basically the ability to channel the universe's power and use it for their own purposes. They don't like have any like rituals or anything. It's more intuitive.
Okay,
It's more like the Force than standard magic.
Kind of, yeah.
Gathering here.
Yeah, there's even a bloodline aspect to. There's even a genetic aspect to it in some ways.
Yeah, there would. And there were that's what those ladies that we saw at the beginning of this were.
Yes. This. So. Oh wait, no. Actually, they are not.
How dare they?
Yeah, they're not Aes Sedai. They are two village girls who might
those
have.
ones.
Wait, could you backtrack down to the
Not those ones, not those ones.
Tattoos?
Not those ones. The ones that were in a circle and light was coming out of them and stuff.
Oh, this one? Like this one?
No, it was. There was like light all around them, and they were saying all this mystical stuff, like, "Oh yeah, these people. The arrows were bouncing off them, or something like that."
Yeah, like yeah. That is Alana Mosfani. She is actually not in this first book.
Oh.
She is actually in the second book.
I'm getting like Dune vibes in terms of like parallels. I don't know if there are that many parallels between the Aes Sedai and like the Bene Gesserit and that kind of thing, but it's sort of the descriptions. Sorry?
I imagine there are, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've literally just finished listening to Dune, so it might just be it's on the brain, but.
Yeah, Dan, could you backtrack to like 20 seconds to the pool with the tattoos?
The pool with colors? Yes.
Yeah.
So I have no idea what this is. I legitimately have no idea what this is. This is not like, I think this seems like, so this is foreshadowing for something that happens in book 6. I will not tell you what it is, but I will say that it is foreshadowing for that they have decided to put into the show at this early time, which I think is great. But this, I think, is part of the womanhood ceremony for the Two Rivers. That is at least my idea. Or one of the things about Egwene is that she has prophetic dreams. That's not really a spoiler. That's just something that happens. That could be what happens here. And it is the color of the 7. The Aes Sedai have like 7 orders, I guess you could say, kind of like how the Knights Radiant had their various orders. In this case, it's based around colors. So you have reds, you have grays, yellows, blues, whites, browns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can't see what that, and that's supposed to be greens. It just looks odd. I guess the angle is odd.
I think it's just the lighting and the angle.
Yeah, the angle
Yeah, it
on
looks
that screen.
kind of green.
Oh my, that looks awful. Holy shit.
What? Really? I actually didn't think it looked too bad. Oh.
No, I don't
think-
see anything too wrong with it.
I actually I think the more fantastical and like kind of structural parts of the design seem to be the better parts.
Oh yeah,
But the costuming doesn't look great from what I've seen.
yeah.
That's why I'm saying it looks awful, because there's like a contrast between the
Yeah.
costumes and the building itself.
Yeah, there's
The building,
I mean-
you can argue, would be maintained, which explains why it's so clean.
Yeah, I think. But the interesting thing is that the costumes look more stark than the building, and because like that, I can see what contrast they're going for with like the colors versus the white. But you want like kind of, I don't know. You want
Something less
clothing that
costumey.
looks like it belongs in that setting.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, we're only getting a distant view of them. They're kind of small, so maybe a closer view would reveal more, maybe. But yeah.
I mean, we've already seen examples in the trailer. I don't know.
Yeah. We do get to see
Don,
a
could
lot
you
of
go
magic,
to like
though.
42 seconds? What is this?
What's this?
No, right before that with Rosamund Pike.
I imagine like
Oof.
she is getting healed, though it's very, very
Ow.
clearly CGI.
See right there the costume. Now we have a real close up on the costumes. That's the level of quality I'm expecting from that.
Yeah.
It's so plain. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it is very plain.
I mean, I
Yeah.
don't think it.
It
I
looks
don't think
very
it
thin.
I don't think it needs to be anything other than plain, but
Mhm.
it doesn't.
It's no
it doesn't
texture
stick
to it.
out. It doesn't stick out in any way. Like,
It doesn't
Yeah.
look like it's actually it's been designed with a like
A lived-in quality to it.
yeah, it doesn't look like it's got a history in the sense that most clothing can kind of tell you the time period it's from in a certain world. And that's what a good costume designer does.
Mhm.
Whereas the settings seem to have been designed in such a way. So
Oh.
it's yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Not
like
that I have
I'm
a-
thinking of like the obvious parallel is someone like, Gandalf in Lord of the Rings. Like he has this big, woolly, wide cloak that's a little bit ragged in places. So it's like you can buy that he's been walking around in this for some time. I can't do that with this.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I'm no expert on fashion. I'm the wrong guy to ask about fashion, but that is my impression. Yeah.
I mean that what she's wearing there looks like the sort of thing I could pick up off a shelf in
Like a
in
costume
a shop. And or even just like a normal like clothes shop, like from the looks of it doesn't look
Hey, hell,
particularly
even regular T-shirts have more detail than that.
yeah.
Like yeah, like go to a Walmart and look at some T-shirts, and like they have more texture to them.
And I don't know whether it's the editing of the trailer, but I'm getting kind of like a little bit of whiplash between the sort of the imagery of things. I don't know whether it's just because sometimes trailers aren't very well edited compared to like the show that it is, and it flows better when you see the show itself. But just the imagery doesn't seem to kind of match yet, and I'm wondering if it's just because it's sort of the trailer editing isn't great. But
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm curious. I'm mainly curious, like what they're going to be doing with this show. It seems as though a lot of the people are like, at least the guy who has been is the showrunner is very much a super fan, based on my understanding of some of his commentary, and he's been fairly open with the fans.
I mean, you can say the same for like the Resident Evil movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because Paul W.S. Anderson is clearly a fan of the Resident Evil games, but the movies still suck.
Yeah.
Is there
So-
anything
I mean,
else to talk about?
hopefully, hopefully at the very least, it's kind of like it's it's got ups and downs that you can sort of, piece apart.
Yeah. So, Becca, you and me as Harry Potter at least aware. I'm not a fan of Harry Potter. I don't really like it very much. But that is, do you remember the Ministry of Magic infiltration in movie 7?
Oh my God! Is it the lady that Hermione?
Oh
wait, no.
Quite. That's the Muggleborns. The Cattermole, the wife of the guy that Ron impersonates.
I love that subplot. Oh my God, I'm seeing it.
What?
Brilliant!
I don't remember that.
One?
I don't remember that from the books. I don't remember that from the books.
Oh,
what was that again?
That was in the
When
books,
when
and it was
they-
in the movies.
Yeah.
When they infiltrate the Ministry of Magic and Ron, because they impersonate
other people.
3 different people who work in the Ministry, and the guy who Ron impersonates, his wife gets taken in for questioning, and he gets kind of caught up in the weird confusion of that, and there's this amusing moment where he's transforming back to Ron, just
And
as she's
she's
like, "Oh my God, you're alive," and
she's
kisses him.
snubbing him. Yeah.
Is that Dolores? The Dolores Umbridge is telling people they're not witches and stuff. That bit.
Yeah, that bit. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
This was the lady that she was interrogating, and now she's playing a Dolores Umbridge type.
Oh.
That's the character arc.
What do you call that thing? Ironic justice? No. Poetic
irony.
justice. Poetic justice. Yes, poetic justice. Also dramatic irony. Yes.
Fuck up.
Yeah. But something other. He's probably talking to his computer or something.
What? No, I was talking to you, everyone here.
Oh, I was
I'm talking about White.
Oh no!
Okay.
It's a song. It's a song.
Yeah. Yeah. But we're definitely seeing a lot of magic. The Game of Thrones downplayed the magic. This seems like they're going with full no, we're definitely going with a lot of magic. We're showing some nightmare fuel monsters.
It will be really cool to see that on screen, because you don't see high magic very often.
No, you don't.
So
It's mostly anime or animated shows that you see hefty magic stuff.
I mean, it is hard to do visually. I mean, bring up Harry Potter again. I like how a lot of that was done, and I mean, especially because when you rewatch them, a lot of the stuff still stands up visually. So
yeah, but it looks like they're putting a lot of money into it. That's definitely CGI, but it looks really good. At least I think it looks good.
I think the CGI in general, you can tell it's CGI, but then you kind of have to do it, and it doesn't look bad.
And also, from the tone that I'm
working.
From the tone and the style that I'm getting from it, I feel like that's okay. I mean, because it depends on what kind of sort of visual style you're going for.
So in the book, Lan has I don't think that they could do a water cloak visually at all, and I'm fine with that being taken out of the show. So basically, a water cloak is a color shifting cloak that basically just kind of shifts from color to color as you watch it. Kind of very disorienting, as well as blending into what's behind them. You couldn't do that visually.
That sounds like something that you'd use for camouflage, and I can kind of buy them doing that in the show. But doing that constantly, can't see it happening.
So maybe they'll pull it out at points where he needs it to. Yeah.
And it would probably be quite visually jarring from the tone and style they're going with here.
Really? Okay, that's interesting. I did not know that bit. That's interesting. Huh. Okay. So the pilot's going to be kind of cheaper, and they're kind of going to increase things. That's cool. But we're definitely like getting a lot of fantasy on it. Is there any thoughts that you guys have? Since I think this has been a surprisingly good discussion, considering that you guys are uninitiated, shall we say?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. There was nothing that stood out to me as bad or particularly bad, and there were some things that are interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think I'm looking forward to watching this with you guys.
Yeah.
Do.
the backgrounds look good. The costumes look terrible to my subjective opinion, for the most part. And yeah, I mean the writing and stuff. We're gonna have to wait until it comes out until I get my opinions on that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna let a trailer. I'm not gonna let a trailer actually tell me what the movies and shit's like, because trailers don't always tend to show what the actual product's about sometimes.
Basically, some things looked cool and some things didn't.
Yeah. There's kind of I'd give this trailer like a 6. Like if I were to rate this as a trailer, it looks like a 5 to 6. I'd say it's about a 5 or a 6, since it doesn't really show you the story of. It doesn't even give you like a premise really, other than the Dark Ones hunting these 3 young men, and these weird.
Yeah, I think it could do with a clearer premise, or not necessarily doing more explaining, but being a bit more specific with what it's doing.
There was a bit
because it looks like a lot of different things are just being slotted in.
I mean, there was a bit.
Maybe there's a lag. Vilnisha, finish your thought, and then Valerian, and then Becca.
Yeah, I think the trailer could have done with not necessarily more explanation, but doing or being a little bit more specific, because so far it looks like a lot of different things are being inserted in random order.
Valerian?
Yeah, I mean, there was a little bit at the beginning, near the beginning, about those ladies and their special powers, and they serve some important purpose, which I can't remember what. But yeah, the exposition's a little vague. Maybe they assumed that you've already read the books. Maybe.
Which is interesting, because most of this is not in the books.
Oh
yeah,
boy!
You already mentioned the whole off-screen battle thing, which made me think that okay, they're gonna do sort of an expanded prologue. Like a lot of this stuff are things that are gonna set up things later.
Yeah, this definitely functions as a prologue, since there are 14 books in this series.
I was interested. Oh,
go for it. No, go for it.
I was interested because knowing just essentially the only thing I know about the series is where it starts, and so I was kind of like, I picked out a few of the bits that I was like, well, it's probably in the quote unquote starting place, but it doesn't. The trailer doesn't really give you where the story actually starts. It just throws you bits of the story, so it doesn't really ground it, which in the same, in the way that when you watch. If you watched a trailer for, I don't think I've ever seen the trailers for the Lord of the Rings films, but I would assume that the Fellowship grounds you in the Shire first and then shows you the bits of the rest of the story. Whereas I don't know that it doesn't really. I don't think you get an impression of where it starts if you didn't know where it starts.
Actually, watch that and compare it. I think that might actually be
interesting.
Yeah,
I don't think I've seen that in a really long time, if at all.
But yeah, let's compare the two.
Yeah, did I ever even see the trailer? I'm not sure.
Should we put audio on, maybe?
No. Well,
Yeah.
1 second.
What do you mean, no?
You can't have Lord of the Rings without audio, you
It's like
dumbass.
greatest soundtrack ever done. Like, come on.
Well, I know it is. You don't need to tell me that it is. I cannot resist the done puns.
Legend tells of a ring.
Oh, is that all? Thank God.
Ancient evil that gave its wearer the power to enslave the world, believed lost for centuries. It has now been found. Is it secret? Is it safe? This is the One Ring, forged by the Dark Lord Sauron. Sauron needs only this ring to cover all the lands of a second darkness. He's seeking it all. His thought is bent on it.
No one knows it's here, do they? Do they, Gandalf?
The weapon of the enemy is a gift. Let us use it against him. You cannot wield it. None of us can.
The ring must be destroyed.
It was made in the fires of Mount Doom. Only there can it be unmade.
I know what I must do, but I'm afraid to do it.
One does not simply walk into Mordor.
Oh, how they'd known.
There's something down there.
My sister.
Honestly, the Nazgul are the coolest part of the movie. Like, they're the coolest part, at least to me. They're my favorite part. And I'm kind of sad that they're not going to do if they do anything with the Nazgul in the Lord of the Rings show, it's going to be bad.
Oh no.
Yeah, because the Nazgul were already around in the time frame the show takes place in, right?
Yeah.
I can't wait. This movie looks kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think seeing the Lord of the Rings trailer with the full context of the entire trilogy, can't say it's a favorite of mine, but I'd still put it above the Wheel of Time one that we just saw.
Well, the thing is that there's actual dialogue in it, and there's actual exposition and dialogue. People are actually saying things. So it's like hardly anyone's saying anything at all in the Wheel of Time trailer.
Well, we turned off the audio for a lot of it.
Oh.
I could probably explain
No, we
that.
didn't. No, we didn't actually. The
That's
audio,
what
You turned off the dialogue like halfway through, or the audio.
no, it just.
Did you?
No,
Yes, you
basically.
did.
I thought I did. I thought I didn't, but there's barely any dialogue. There is barely any dialogue, admittedly. Let me actually Oh, I didn't realize that it went off. Did it go
Yeah,
off? I thought it
that's
didn't.
that's why we didn't have audio for the Lord of the Rings trailer initially.
Oh.
Oh.
But it was. Oh. I am a dunce.
Not wrong.
You are indeed a dunce, Brent.
That is not my name.
Don't you dare call him that.
That is not my name.
Oh, I know.
Done.
Brent Lord. Oh, I know. Brent Lord.
My name is Malachi. It is not Brent.
Brent Lord. Not
I've never been called Brent in my life.
From now on, you're Brent Lord.
All right, Kai, buddy.
I don't call him that. Ew.
Kai is my name. Kai is part of my
is
nickname.
Fine. Kai is not a bad name.
Kai is what I've been called since I was 2. I've been called Kai since the day I was born, practically. Since that's what my parents wanted me to be named, but then they decided, no, we can't just name him Kai. We have to make it a nickname. Like, that's the premise that they went with when they named me Malachi.
This is the Dun law, obviously. Going down the rabbit hole.
The lore of a bright Lord Commander Dun.
Brent Lord.
Yeah. Is this about the point where you lost audio, or?
Yeah, I think so. And it's really low right now.
No matter what happens, what pain we face, what heartbreak, the wheel keeps turning. The Dark One is coming for your friends.
The last battle is coming. The only thing that matters is what you do. Whatever happens now, there's no turning back.
Didn't think much of the music, honestly.
Not really, no.
Kind of generic.
And the dialogue is also very generic.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's like a few specifics in there, but it's not really telling you anything about what's actually happening. It's just like, oh yes, this adventure story. There is no turning back. It's like, oh really? No turning back in a fantasy adventure story. Imagine that.
Oh my god.
Like, wow. I don't know. I'm like mind blown.
You know, think back to the Lord of the Rings one, and it was giving you specific information about why this story is unique and setting up the premise, whereas any of the premise of Wheel of Time that I have isn't really set up by this trailer.
It's pretty vague.
Yeah, it's just sort of like going, look, fantasy stuff, look, colors,
Yay.
like, look, lightning, isn't it cool?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Look.
it is, but
Look, Skywalker. Look, guys, buy our movie. Buy our tickets to the theater. Oh my god.
Or the Amazon
Yeah,
subscription.
I'm also a little curious as to how they're gonna treat the adaptation part, because they start off with something that does not happen in the books, but then they're apparently also including things that happen off screen in the books.
And they're
So it's like,
inserting characters who
are
weren't
they-
there into it.
So are they catering it to general audiences? Are they catering it to people who have read it? Will they be expecting you to have read the books? Will there be things that they don't explain but are explained in the books? Yeah, I'm curious.
I mean, I was interpreting off-screen stuff, meaning that when you do a screen version of something, you inevitably end up in more characters' heads and more character perspectives. So you end up, instead of relaying information in dialogue or in, oh, this thing happened, you just show it because that's how the screen works. But, you know, who knows?
Yeah, it's kind of giving me the same vibe as the Narnia movies.
Oh no.
Well, the Narnia movies are good.
I love the Narnia movies. They were my childhood, them lot. They were good.
Not the BBC ones, the
No.
actual good Narnia movies.
No, the movies.
So the BBC ones are fun, but no, the Narnia movies they're great.
Hmm. Yeah, that's a good question. Maybe they'll kind of like forego like people not being able, like so kind of the interesting thing is like females can't see male magic and males can't see female magic, so it's kind of very different because they're almost polar opposites in terms of like the characterization of how the powers work, or at least like how it feels to use them. Like with females, it's a very calm, sedate river that they have to surrender to, whereas males have to force their magic to do what they want, or else it will consume them.
Those
The
Y chromosomes
whole-
are so annoying.
Becca, you had something to say?
I think the whole who can see what, I don't know whether they'll commit to that. That sounds like I'm curious if they commit to that on screen, just because I can immediately hearing that I know what I would do if I was making it, in that it'd be a pain in the butt, but like figuring out from scene to scene whose perspective you were from and whose magic therefore you could see would be an interesting sort of visual thing. But I don't know whether they'll do that, but that is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sorry if I interrupted you just now, Brightness.
That's all right.
You were saying, Valerian?
I'd already said it. Basically what I said was, basically what it says, Y chromosomes must mess up your magic.
Yeah, kind of do.
Yeah. So bother those Y chromosomes.
Yep. Any other thoughts before we conclude? This has been good. I've very much enjoyed this. This in terms of its coverage. If this is the level of quality we're going to get from reviewing the show as a show, I'm excited. This is going to be great.
Yeah, I'm interested.
Yeah, I'm thoroughly intrigued. It's gonna be fun to have a new fantasy show. So
Though kind of the thing is, like, would you guys watch this show if I hadn't brought it to your attention?
No.
I mean,
Probably not, because I'm not familiar with the series at all.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't really look all that great.
I have twofold reasons why I would. Given that one, I'm familiar enough with the I'm familiar enough with the existence of the source. I'd be curious, and also even if it I got the reports that it wasn't very good, I kind of like watching bad fantasy shows. So and if it was told if I was told it was good, then I'd watch it as well. So
You must have loved Game of Thrones.
Oh no, that's bad in a different way. It's like I really enjoyed kind of hating on watching Shadow and Bone. So
Or Cursed. Or Cursed.
I've not seen that.
I've heard really bad things about Cursed. It's basically Nimue story, but done in such a I think Daniel Green, who is usually the most easygoing guy, just got so mad at that show.
I'll put it on the list of things to hate watch.
So, which role is Michael McElhatton playing?
He is playing Randall Thor, the redhead's dad.
Oh, okay. And that's a major role?
Not really. He shows up at the very end. He shows up at the beginning. He's kind of the adoptive dad, who is the who I won't reveal it now, but basically he's just the Rand's dad. I don't think he'll show up for very long, since they don't stay. He stays behind in the village while the young people leave with the weird magic lady from the strange cult.
So it's I get the impression that he's important, but he's not going to be there a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how kind of the similar role to Bilbo in a way. So we're definitely getting some differentiating of beliefs here. So I hope it's really good. Yeah, kind of at this point I'm geared towards pessimism based on just how things have been going the last few years. With Star Wars, and it was thoroughly bastardized by the sequels.
It was ruined. That's what happened.
That's why I say bastardized.
No, it was brilliant.
You haven't even seen it.
Well, that means I'm right.
It's kind of funny looking at this in comparison to Star Wars, because I've been thoroughly burned by Star Wars in the last 5 years or so.
Mm-hmm.
I'm vaguely excited for Visions, and it's sort of a similar feeling that I have with this trailer, except I don't have any context for anything.
That makes sense. I am intrigued, to say the least. I think my hope is that it will be good. Yeah, I will. I think that so you saw me get pretty mad at Game of Thrones, at least the behind the scenes stuff. Well, though that was more shock. If this is bad, you will see Dunn actually mad. You
Oh
will
my
see-
god.
Oh my god.
Let's run away screaming right now.
Yeah, it will be a very cold anger. I will not shout. Unless I get really worked up. But if this is bad, you will see me actually furious.
I'm gonna say if this show is good, I'm expecting a sort of 7 out of 10 kind of thing. If it's bad, I'm expecting The Hobbit kind of bad.
Oh, that's not so bad.
My hope is that it will be like they'll kind of avoid what happened with The Boys, because The Boys season 1 was pretty good and is worth a watch if you are okay with like hard
of
R
blood.
super like the first season has a dolphin go out the window of a car and they get run over by a truck.
That made me sad. I'm not gonna lie.
How could they?
Because The Boys is really edgy.
Oh, I see. It's
yeah,
edgy.
it
Okay.
was really edgy from what I've
It
heard
is.
about it.
Yeah, it's got evil Superman and but I think that about does it. Any other thoughts?
Nope. I'm not expecting
Not
this to be
really.
very good.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
To be
And
honest.
of course, good and bad it could get complicated sometimes.
Yeah, I'm okay with kind of saying it's a bad adaptation, but it's a good if it is good. Like if it makes sense as its own piece of work divorced from the book. It's only if it's abysmally awful like The Boys season 2 that I will get mad.
Yeah, hopefully no screaming contradictions. It seems even good films and stuff have these contradictions. Like Lord of the Rings had a whole bunch of things that didn't make sense. So I would be very surprised if everything in it makes sense. But hopefully it won't be like Game of Thrones level of not making sense.
Or The Boys season 2. Like The Boys season 2, since Amazon did both, my hope is that it will not, that they kind of don't do what happened with the Boys season 2 is just abysmal awful. It's like Game of Thrones season 8 levels of awful.
Well, I'll take your word for it.
Well, let's hope that in the same way that there's like Netflix stuff that's absolute shit and Netflix stuff that's actually pretty good because, you know, different people making different stuff. Let's hope it's a case of different filmmakers make the difference. But yeah.
I don't know. The Boys season 2 seemed to be relatively well received.
It was well received, but it's bad.
Yeah, but I think well received means more to executives than bad.
Which
or good, for that matter.
Which is frustrating. It seemed like kind of the only person there. It kind of seemed like the only people that really criticized it was EFAP.
So if it was well received, then some people clearly didn't think it was bad.
Those people are wrong, or they're using the satire argument to excuse very poor quality writing.
Well, I'm not going to judge on that one way or the other.
At least that was the argument, that EFAP was like at war with its comment section, where they were just saying it's satire.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be bad.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is that it didn't
had
change.
The EFAP versus the chat for a while.
Yeah.
It didn't change tonally from the first season to the second season. So if you're not like being really critical eye, you could miss it. Whereas like one of the things with Thrones was that the tone was like whiplash different as well as like the writing. So it was easier to sort of fall into going, wait, why is this wrong?
And also the fact that they threw out the most important story in the show in one episode.
Yeah. There's a lot of reasons why Thrones is shit. I feel like we've been through it though.
Yeah.
Like, I have not seen The Boys season 1 or season 2. But one thing that latched onto me was something that Mulder said, that Starlight's story gets completely reset from season 1 to season 2. I'm like, oh, that's not. That is not exactly something
Good.
you should miss.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, I'm hoping that this'll be well received by the people in the chat. I'm gonna try and create. Well, I wish I could create a. I don't have an intro yet for this show, for this series of shows, but I'll try and find something. For now,
Or
we will
just make
say
something.
goodbye.
Fuck you.
Well,
Have a
alright, see
riot.
ya.